Dear learners, from the previous video, an analysis on value-added and non-value-added activity was dealt in depth. In this video, we will discuss the significance of activity-based costing, illustration on evaluation of pricing and revenue based on activity-based cost analysis. Cost of individual activities are calculated and assigned to each product or service on the basis of activities required to produce a product or to service a customer. ABC costing allots manufacturing overhead costs to cost of objects in a more reasonable manner than the traditional approach of simply assigning cost on the basis of machine hours. Activity-based costing first allots cost to the activities that are the actual reason of the overhead. Tracing the direct cost to the final product or service is simple, and both the methods directly traces the direct cost to the final product as costs are well identifiable with the product. For example, raw material cost per unit is directly traced to the final product since it is well identifiable. Indirect cost. The allocation of indirect cost is cumbersome, and there lies methodical difference in traditional costing and ABC costing. In conventional costing, overhead cost allocation is volume based or factory or department wise. Overhead costs such as indirect material, indirect labor are allocated using a base such as labor hours and machine hours. In activity-based costing, indirect costs are allocated using activity cost drivers. For example, transport equipment costs are allocated from the material handling cost pool using number of parts handled. Inspector's salary is allocated from the inspection activity cost pool using number of units inspected. The following steps are followed in determination of cost using ABC model. Identify the cost object. Cost objects are a separate unit for which costs are assigned, such as product, service, or department, etc. Identify the activities. The activities associated with the production of a product should be mapped. Pools. Assign cost to activity-based cost pools. Cost pool refers to consolidation of individual costs associated with an activity. Identify a relevant cost driver for the cost pool. Cost driver is identified with the activity that causes the most. Determine the cost driver rate. After identifying the cost driver rate is calculated for per unit cost object. Allocate the cost to the cost object. Allocate the cost to the cost object from the cost pool. Let us see the following example of a retail store to analyze the distribution cost in deciding the customer-wise profit using ABC costing. The following illustration depicts how ABC costing is used to identify the contribution or operating income per unit of different customers. XYZ Limited has to evaluate the present pricing system for customer-based profit assessment using ABC costing. It buys bottled water at ₹100 per case and sells to retail customers at a customized price upon the list price of ₹118 per case. The data pertaining to 5 customers are given below. In the present illustration, we can see the cases sold at different prices to the customers A, B, C, D and E. And the number of purchase orders for each customer is given in detail, and number of customer visits for each customer and number of deliveries to each customer and the number of kilometers traveled per month for each customer and number of expedited deliveries to each customer is given. Based on the activities, activity cost driver is identified by the retail store. The activities undertaken are order taking, customer visit, deliveries, product handling, and expedited deliveries. The cost driver rate are calculated appropriately and it is determined to be Rs 750 per purchase order, Rs 600 per customer visit, Rs 5.75 per delivery kilometer travelled, Rs 3.75 per bottle sold, and Rs 2.25 per expedited delivery. The customer level operating income of each of the 5 retail customers are calculated individually. In the present analysis, sales revenue per month for each customer is calculated by multiplying the selling price per unit with respect to volume of units that is sold to each customer. With this, the costs are deducted to calculate the total income for each customer. The cost includes the cost of each case that is bought by the retail store and other operating costs are order taking cost, cost of customer visits, delivery cost, product handling cost, expedited delivery cost. The costs are consolidated to find the total income for each customer, and the income per customer is calculated by dividing the number of cases sold to each customer. Operating income per case is calculated to be 15.028 rupees for customer A, 15.078 rupees for customer B, rupees 8.797 for customer C, 14.107 rupees for customer D, and rupees 3.99 for customer E. In the above analysis, customers are evaluated based on the activity cost drivers, namely order taking cost, customer visit cost, delivery cost, product handling cost, expedited delivery cost. The analysis shows that customer B and A are more profitable since they provide highest contribution per case of rupees 15.028 and 15.078, followed by customers D, C and E generate contribution per unit as rupees 14.101, rupees 8.79 and rupees 3.99 respectively. In prioritizing the distribution of water bottles, XYZ company shall execute the orders as per their contribution per unit. If XYZ has to have uniform profit margin, then it should consider the contribution per unit and price accordingly. The ABC cost analysis is more appropriate in customer selection and prioritizing the order for pricing and revenue management. ABC cost analysis is more accurate and logical in determining the supply chain cost for individual customers.